I just wanted to do a quick review on the Kuranda dog bed. I have used these beds for almost 20 years now and absolutely love them. They're not only a great dog bed, but they're a great training tool. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about how this bed is designed. This is the aluminum frame version. And the thing that I love about the design is that the material is slid into this aluminum frame, not exposing any of the material to chewing. So their motto is it's a chew-proof dog bed. And I've found over the years that they really do live up to their name. This version is what they would consider their medium size. Don't know the exact dimensions on it. You can check out their website at kuranda.com. But the thing that this is a medium size, so this is one that I will use in my lobby or my office. The large is what I use in my kennels. This is the extra large. So you can see a little bit of visual difference between the medium and the extra large. Again, the measurements are on their website if you want the exact ones. This is their Kuranda material. This is their ballistic vinyl, 40-ounce ballistic vinyl. And then this one over here that Chase is on is actually a mesh. It's the PVC frame. You can see maybe there's a little damage on the corners here where the dogs can chew. So with the PVC, I'm not a huge fan in my kennel system because I get a lot of different dogs in and a lot of them can be chewers. So I stick to the aluminum frame. I think it's well worth the little bit of extra money that you pay for them. And they're all light, whether you're getting the aluminum or you're getting the PVC frame, they're all really durable and very light. All of these parts are replaceable too. So there has been times in the past where dogs have bedded or nested enough where they will actually, even through this 40-ounce vinyl, they will eventually tear a little spot and expose the bedding underneath. And so I have to replace it. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. But if that happens, I just have to buy the material, take the bed apart, open it up, and slide the new material back in, close it down, and I've got myself pretty much a brand new bed. So you get these other squishy, soft beds at some of these box stores or Costco or whatever it might be, and one, they're dirty. I mean, your dog's dander and their hair, and if they're wet or they're dirty themselves, they're going to bring that dirt onto that bed. These are so easy to clean off. I love the vinyl even over the Kuranda or the mesh because I can just hit it with some, household cleaner, wipe it down and clean it off. If for some reason the dogs make a huge mess, I can hose it down and it comes off really easily as well. The mesh material I like to use outside. I'll leave these outside, not all year long, but I can leave them overnight, or a little snow gets on them or a little rain and it's going to permeate through because it's not going to hold that water or anything like that. So for inside my home, I use the large and the medium. I think those are the best sizes. The extra larges, they're a little big, and the XXLs for like a Great Dane or a Mastiff or those really large breed dogs. I don't have a big enough house for those, but if you do and you have room for them in the house, they work really great for those large breeds too. So overall, American made, great quality. I have found that in the past that if I've got a client that I've worked with and I've convinced them to get one of these beds for their dogs, that 10, 12, 15 years later, they'll contact me and they'll tell me that this bed is still in great shape. And I completely believe that because these dog beds stay in really good shape in an industrial situation or a commercial situation like my kennel. So I can imagine on a residential, really non-abusive type situation, this would be really probably one of the last beds you're ever going to have to buy. So I talked about it as a bed. It's great because obviously you can see Chase laying on it. She's comfortable on it. Gives her a little flex. She can, kind of like a cot almost for him. Keeps him off of the cold ground in the winter and the warm ground in the summer. So, it gives them a spot where they can get off of the ground and kind of let some airflow go underneath them. The other thing that I really love about it is that it's a great training tool. In my world, I like to teach the place command, which is a command where I teach my dogs to go to a elevated surface, and the Kuranda makes a great elevated surface that I can use to kind of keep my dog under control. So right now Chase is under command. I've asked her to place and stay there, and so she understands where it is that she needs to be. If I distract her, hey Chase, and she moves around and turns around and gets some affection from me, and I want to remind her to stay here, place. It's a great way to keep her in one spot without kind of getting under my legs or going around the camera or interfering with what we're trying to do here. So I use this quite a bit in my house if we're watching a movie. A lot of times I'll use the one in my office if I'm checking emails or making phone calls. In my lobby, I can use one if I'm doing, work inside there, and I just want the dog with me, but I don't want them necessarily underfoot. And the way that I like to teach this is that, she's not doing anything wrong when she's sitting or laying down or standing up. This is not a sit stay. This is not a lay down command. This is a place, stay on your spot command. And so it gives me as a handler a little bit more freedom. I don't have to stress so much about her moving around, whereas if I had her in an exact sit stay, I'm very particular about not wanting them to move. So this gives me that flexibility that I'm looking for in an obedient situation where I don't have to be micromanaging every move that the dog makes, and they can relax too. They don't have to sit in an actual sit stay or an actual lay down position for a long period of time without having to readjust themselves. So again, Kuranda.com is where you can find these online. Their prices vary on the size and the material and the frame that you pick, but I highly recommend them, and I'm just giving a shout out to them because I've used them for so many years, and I think they deserve the respect. So anyway, pick one of these up, like, subscribe, and go get your dog and try to work with them on their place command.